Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the sportsmemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to sportsmemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. Sportsmemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Mosser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Mosser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MosserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MosserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com. All right. Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger,
by
a
some
signed
sheer
football by an
amount
iconic
of
Hall
luck
of Famer, or the jersey
wizardry,
of a world-famous soccer
big
star.
Harry Potter guy, so maybe, Rupert Grint came out and said expensive petroleum and all. All right.
Tired of your trifling ways.
Gas prices. And believe it or not, by some sheer amount of luck or wizardry, big Harry Potter guy, so maybe, Rupert Grint came out and said expensive petroleum, and all of a sudden everyone got distracted and voted yes. People want change. And everyone's, a keyboard warrior on social media, and they say all their opinions, and they throw stuff out there, they share posts and comment, and they say, we didn't do this, we did that. Are those people going to the polls? A lot of things in our lives that you just can't control. One thing you can is your effort into something.
Some of the old songs.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in another edition of Unfiltered here on your Wednesday. It is June 3rd, 2026. So happy you are with us right here on Unfiltered and, of course, the Inside Edge Network. A reminder, hey, don't forget to like and subscribe at Inside Edge Net across all the different social media platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook, and everything in between. And don't forget about our website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Use that promo code. Psych, can't do it anymore because you guys didn't take advantage of it, but we'll talk soon. Pete and I will be having a meeting tomorrow for a chance to kind of build our hopes. Because technically, though Memorial Day is considered like the first day of summer, everyone gets excited. Technically, like June 20th is the real first day of summer on the calendar that you read that's hanging up in your kitchen or wherever it is. There's still time to shave Eli's head before summer officially begins. So we're going to cross our fingers, dot our I's, cross our T's, and hope that we can get that done. So updates on that. But hey, anyway, go to the merch shop, check it out. Got some great stuff for you guys. Polos, shirts, windbreakers, hats, a
coffee cups, everything for you at InsideEdgeNet.com. Or InsideEdgeNetwork.com, I should say. At InsideEdgeNet is where you can find us on all of the social media platforms. Okay, so we got a few things to get into today. As far as the overarching stories, some big news involving the Cuyahoga County Sheriffs Department. We're going to talk about that. Also, the city of Cleveland cracking down on Airbnbs. We'll talk more about that story. And Cleveland home prices. Hey, it turns out maybe not so bad. As far as metro areas in the country, there's a study saying some good news when it comes to home value and prices here in our area. And you got to see this story about the Cincinnati guy. He made himself home in more ways than one. We'll talk about him. Jim Schwartz talked for the first time in a long time about his Browns exit, how he's feeling. And it is a favorite among everyone when it comes to gas station / convenience store shopping. And it's coming to Northeast Ohio. All that and more coming up here on Unfiltered today. So happy you are with us on the program today, which actually is my birthday as well. So we're here. Felt kind of like I cheated you guys the past few days. We had big news with Myles Garrett on Monday and didn't get a chance to do the normal show here the past few days because of some technical stuff, which is out of any of our controls. But we're back, and we're here for you on Unfiltered today. So really quick before we get in to the story involving the Cuyahoga County Sheriffs, a couple breaking things coming down the wire here as we started the show. Hey, 3 people hospitalized down in Kent. Apparently this is after a serious issue involving a chemical gas leak at the Akron water plant. A shelter in place is ordered for the area around. This happened around 2 o'clock this afternoon. Again, 3 people hospitalized. Accidental chemical reaction occurring at the plant over in Portage County, mentioned over in Kent, Akron area. Again, businesses and residents in Franklin Township, this is from the city of Akron, that said it happened again around 2 p.m. Hazmat on scene at the water plant on Ravenna Road. Officials ordering, of course, residents and businesses within a half-mile radius around the plant to seek shelter indoors, close all windows, and turn off HVAC units. So that's pretty serious. There is a bleach smell that could be in the air. You could experience respiratory symptoms to immediately seek medical attention if you do have those kind of symptoms. And again, from what we're seeing here from the city in a release to 3 News, they say, quote, a delivery of chemical alum was mistakenly added to 2 tanks of sodium hypochlorite, commonly known as bleach. The mixture created a chemical reaction which has resulted in the production of chlorine gas. Again, 2 Akron water plant employees and a truck driver that delivered them were transported to that hospital. First responders, again, still working. As of 3:30 in the afternoon, the plant still currently closed, not producing water. The good news is no concern about any sort of contamination. But again, just a heads up, it's an active incident. They're still working its way through. You guys can make sure you follow the city of Akron. Portage Prepares is another Facebook page out there that's been doing a great job when it comes to keeping you guys in the know about what's happening. So a crazy situation down in Akron. Also, some news, and it feels like there's news every other damn day about the crash out of Strongsville, of course, the Netflix documentary, and it involves the dad. He is going to be out of work, it seems, for good, at least when it comes to the diocese. Mackenzie Shirilla's father is not going to be returning to work. Steve Shirilla has been informed by the Catholic Diocese that he will be not returning to work after being put on paid administrative leave. Of course, this was after the whole issue with the documentary came out when he was talking about marijuana and about if he would be okay with it, and basically said, and I'm paraphrasing, of course, yeah, I can smoke it, you can smoke it, whoever can smoke it, I don't care. At least it's not alcohol or any of these serious other drugs. Mind you, again, when Mackenzie Shirilla was found, she was found with weed, with mushrooms, with other drugs. But nevertheless, those comments put him in hot water. He was the art and digital media teacher over at Mary Queen of Peace in the Cleveland Diocese for a few years now. Again, this came down, I believe, from the diocese. 19 News getting this, as well as several other news platforms. Catholic school personnel decisions are purview of each school in the Diocese of Cleveland. Due to privacy considerations, neither the schools nor the diocese originally or ordinarily discuss personnel issues publicly. However, we can confirm that Mr. Steve Shirilla will not be returning to Mary Queen of Peace School. Now, whether this has come down from the school itself, whether Mr. Shirilla has decided he'd rather just take interviews and try to do other things to get money, whatever it is, who knows. this is what it is. He's not going back. So another pitfall in what has been a crazy story involving the Shirillas and now Mackenzie's dad not going back to work as a teacher. Let's be honest here. It probably wasn't going to happen. If we're being 100% truthful with all this, it was pretty clear he was going to be, on the outs with this. So, yeah, and they're still trying to fight, still trying to get the Ohio Supreme Court to listen to an appeal for Mackenzie. The latest thing I saw in an interview from Steve Shirilla was that the airbags in the car, the side airbags, went off before the crash. They went off apparently several seconds before the crash. So they may try to make an argument, and because that data wasn't included in the crash report, all that stuff, they're going to possibly try to make an argument that knocked her out, could have knocked the boys out, could have flailed bodies around, whatever it was. Either way, she was still going that fast. Getting knocked out, I don't think is going to foot down. You still have to make turns. There's a lot that just still doesn't make a lot of sense when it comes to that argument. And if she thinks she's getting out of prison early, she's not. The way she's been acting, she's not going to get out of prison in 15 years either. Or now in this case, whatever it would be, 12, 11, whatever it is. It's probably not going to happen regardless. But they're going to try. So we'll be here for you guys to make sure we keep you up to date on that. All right, so let's get into this story. I came across the desk yesterday, and I wanted to get into it. 5 Cuyahoga County Sheriffs Department detectives, they want out from the Detective Bureau. This came 6 days after receiving a high-profile Cleveland police shooting case. So let's get into this. The request happened just days after they took in a high-profile deadly police shooting in Cleveland as an outside agency. News 5 with this story initially. They got copies of the transfer requests, I believe, yesterday morning, and they reported on this last night. Two are the lead investigators in the deadly shooting of an off-duty Cleveland police officer. This has been in the news for a few days now. The case isn't mentioned, but the emails to their supervisors and HR dropped 6 days after they got the case back on May 20th. Surveillance video capturing Officer Myron Priest shooting and killing 26-year-old Achille Hammond at Park Place Apartments over on East Boulevard in the city. Again, 6 days later, the detectives requested transfers, including Keith Holmes and Matt Mousewick, who was the lead detectives investigating that shooting. Of course, 3 other detectives are Jamie Morin, Kurt Stam, and Casey Loudermilk. Loudermilk made headlines last year, according to 5 News, after he was behind the wheel in 2 deadly chases just 5 months apart. Again, he's new to the Bureau after being controversial downtown safety patrol. Loudermilk said in his email that he's been required to work shifts over 16 hours, and ongoing management issues have led to unnecessary job-related stress. Holmes called the Bureau a hostile work environment and increasing conflict among detectives impacting communication, morale, and focus. Miles Lewick, and again, I apologize if I'm butchering the last name there, had said that he asked for additional investigative training but didn't get approved. His email also said that the staffing levels have dropped, operational demands increased, including expanded on-call responsibilities and overtime. He also said victims and their families deserve focused attention and adequate resources. And everyone getting some notes here. Stam pointing to recent supervisor changes, creating a stressful environment that is dangerous for the work they're exposed to, calling the pressure and rushed mentality while working major cases irresponsible. Morin has worked in the Bureau for 20 years, but said that with recent changes, he can't fully accommodate the requests from current supervisors. And apparently Sheriff Harold Patel isn't talking with News 5 investigators about any of this. Since 2019, again, News 5 saying Cleveland Police and the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Department have had an agreement where the sheriff does the criminal investigation in any deadly shooting by Cleveland Police. Cleveland Police Chief Annie Todd publicly expressing concern about the shooting by one of her officers last week. It happened only 2 weeks ago, but still no arrests have been made. Chief Todd declining to comment as well on what the Sheriff's Department is doing. And the county saying there are 16 detectives in the Bureau, and as of yesterday, the 5 detectives who submitted transfer requests are still apart and have not officially been granted transfers yet. So there's a lot to get into with this when it comes to what the hell is going on with the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Office. And believe me, one of the things I prided myself on, and you guys have heard on Unfiltered, is the ability to have a great relationship with law enforcement, be it first responders, be it the sheriff's office, all that, and a bag of chips, all that, and in between. There will be some communication from my end as far as reaching out to try and get someone on to talk about this. Because, again, 16 detectives, you got 5 that are looking to get out. I mean, that's just under a third of your detective force trying to leave in a situation where you already feel understaffed, and that's not a secret. All law enforcement feels understaffed and have for quite some time. Since 2020, it's been difficult to get officers, to get detectives, to get deputies, the whole 9 yards. So this will be something we definitely kind of touch on base with. And again, it's a sticky situation when you're talking about an officer-involved shooting, especially an off-duty officer-involved shooting. We didn't cover the story initially, kind of wanted to play out a little bit, but now you got to pay a little bit more close attention. It seems like a lot of this is from just a lack of being able to train properly, possibly because you just don't have the manpower to do it, and a lack of being able to really kind of prioritize and make things work properly for the people that are in these shifts. Definitely something we're going to follow up on here on Unfiltered, because this story could be huge. I mean, if you lose almost a third of your detective force, I mean, that's, as I mentioned, already short-staffed. It's going to be a huge problem. And it's not easy getting people that are qualified for these positions, too. It's one thing, fresh out of the police academy, all that training to be an officer, that kind of stuff. But to be a detective, you have to have some work under your belt and to be able to get through there. And there's always people looking for promotions, but at the same point, you're trying not to pull too many people from different spots because of work environment, because of all that kind of stuff, and because you need them in their roles. You need, sheriff's deputies. You need, police officers on the streets, all this stuff that aren't detectives, that are just normal police officers. It's tough, man. So they've put themselves in an interesting position. We will reach out and see what we can get as far as some more details on this and just in general how things are going. One thing you guys will know with Unfiltered is I'm very just kind of blunt and honest as far as how things are, and I never want to have someone be afraid to come on the show to talk, but at the same point, I don't want to ask them softball questions and, not get to the point as far as what the people are actually concerned about. And it feels like this is a situation where we need to kind of highlight and figure out what is going on with the sheriff's office. And I mean, it's an agreement with the city of Cleveland as well. So their hands are tied. They can handle their officer in the situation, and I believe he's on paid administrative leave, to my knowledge, but they can't handle the actual investigation of this when it comes down to the agreement that the sheriff's office would do it. So we have to reach out to the sheriff and try and figure things out. Quick break here on Unfiltered. When we come back, hey, some news from the city of Cleveland when it comes to cracking down on Airbnbs. We'll talk about that. Also, great news when it comes to home prices in the CLE. You may actually be surprised when it comes to where they rank when it comes to the metro metros across the country. It's actually pretty good news. And again, this Ohio guy did something just wild. I have to talk about this. We're going to talk about Jim Schwartz. He made his first comments, did an interview yesterday, now that he is apparently free and clear to talk about the Browns and his exit. And it's a staple in the South and parts of the West. It's moved up to Ohio, and now it's moving to Northeast Ohio. Your favorite convenience store is coming to our area. We'll talk about all that and more here on Unfiltered after this. Stay with us.
Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches free from harmful toxins for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in to Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. Do not forget, head over to our Facebook page. It is exactly like the show name, Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. In that search bar, top of your app, give us a like, a follow. All the stories we talk about usually are going to be talked about here on the show. Anything shared, we got it for you right there. Now, back to the show.
And I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that bray.
For all time's sake. As time goes by.
Welcome back, everybody. Unfiltered here on the Inside Edge Network. Yours truly, Kyle Cornell, with you on this beautiful Wednesday, June 3rd, 2026. So happy you were with us. And sorry, hey, the past few days, it's been kind of a different kind of show, but we're back to normal right here on the Inside Edge Network. And that's a reminder, hey, go follow us at Inside Edge Net across all the different social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, X, all that good stuff. And head over to our website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. You can find personality profiles, a full list of all the different show hosts. Double A giving Eli some shit the other day for his picture. I think you look great, dude. I wouldn't listen to him. Like, Double A always has to look like he's in the middle of a photo shoot when he takes his pictures. It's got to be like real scenic. Same thing with Chad. You know, there's something peaceful about Eli just actually looking, you know, off into the distance. You know, I appreciate that. I think you look great, man. My picture was from 2 jobs ago that I just took, I think at one point because I wanted to prove I had hair, which going really well. Don't worry, give it like 3 weeks. It'll all grow back. But yeah, so that's where you can find everything for us, guys, right there at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Appreciate you. As always, don't forget to give us a follow and a like over on my Facebook page, Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. It's just like that, Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. In the search bar, top of your screen, you'll see the logo. I use the AI stuff, so it has like the fireworks blowing off. It's pretty cool. A lot of the stories we talk about and get into greater detail, we post there, so get a chance to get your beak wet and dive in a little bit to what we're going to talk about. And then obviously feel free to comment on those too. Give us your thoughts, your opinions. Maybe, just maybe we'll read them on air. So, yeah, let's talk about this. So the city of Cleveland, and this has been a years-long thing, working on some long-anticipated crackdowns on short-term rentals found on platforms like, you guessed it, Airbnb. This came down this week from City Council. It requires licenses for short-term rentals, limits their density, and fines owners if they break the city's rules. Cleveland officials have been debating how to regulate short-term rentals for 6 years. Former Councilman Kerry McCormack finally introducing legislation back in 2024. The proposal resurfacing last year before council members introduced a reworked version this year, which of course went through
The gambit this past Monday and got approved. The new regulations won't take effect for 180 days, though, while City Hall builds its regulatory framework. Existing rentals will be able to apply for licenses on a first-come, first-served basis, and because almost no one followed the city's existing rules, very few rentals are expected to be grandfathered in. So, yeah, if you were trying to get the previous stuff and think that you're going to be, we've been doing this for a while, probably not going to happen. That's not good. Some also may be forced to close. In courtesy of Cleveland.com, Councilman Austin Davis, who represents the Airbnb heavy area near the west side, said the unregulated rentals, effectively hotels and residential neighborhoods, have created nightmares for him and his colleagues on city council to manage. And of course, hey, with all this comes complaints, smaller issues like trash, code violations, safety risks, rentals being used for large parties. There's even been some shootings that have happened from all this. And quote, because of the absence of regulation, we've allowed unfettered access to our community from bad actors who are making profits off of our misery. Now, mind you, that measure passed 14-1. Councilman Kevin Bishop, who is also a landlord, was the lone no vote. So if you're wondering what this is going to look like, some of these data points for short-term renters that are trying to let these out and use these different systems like Airbnb, you must apply for a license to operate and pay $150 annually. You can't make up more than 10% of the homes on one block or in one building. Must have a designated person who can respond to complaints and be on scene within an hour's notice. You also must pay the city's hotel tax, and you can't rent for stays longer than 30 days. If so, they're considered long-term rentals under the city's rules. And that's a whole other Pandora's box of stuff you have to go through. Now, rental owners can be fined anywhere from $1,000 to $5,000 if they fail to obtain a license or advertise unlicensed rentals. If more than 3 nuisance activities are documented within a year, the license can be removed or revoked. If you're wondering how many Airbnb or short-term rental properties are in Cleveland, and according to 2025 estimates, between 900 to 1,500 short-term rentals in the area. Exact numbers unknown. Obviously a big window there, but still a lot of places. If you're wondering, Cleveland had passed short-term rental rules back in 2016 ahead of the Republican National Convention. That was actually a fun time, which stated that only owner-occupied homes could be listed on platforms like Airbnb and for less than 90 days in 1 year. That law now is enforceable, city lawyers say, and similar regulations have been struck down in federal court. Again, this chief zoning administrator for the city saying only a handful of short-term rentals have ever registered with the city, meaning few will be grandfathered in and won't be affected by the city's caps on rentals per block. Yeah, so this is obviously a big deal for those trying to make some money. I know a lot of people and some friends that have homes that kind of do this. They'll have their main job, and on the side they'll make their home an Airbnb, or if they have another home or whatever it is. I know my grandparents at one point had a home on the west side of Cleveland that they didn't really go to much, but they were trying to rent it out here and there and all that. I mean, it's the space in between, hey, we have a full-on rental property and we're doing this for like Airbnb, short-term, that kind of stuff. You like the rules. We just talked about law enforcement in the previous segment and kind of how stretched thin they are in almost every city, let alone the major ones. And with enough of the issues we've seen in the news, with the shootings, with the large parties, with the problems, at some point you have to take a stand and make some rules to get this to work. And it took 6 years of discussion to finally have a framework of all this, and still 180 days. You're talking about 3 months, right? No, longer, 4 months. Longer than that, 6 months, 5 months, I don't know. Long time. Probably not till the end of this year when this is all going to get enforced. So you're going to see a lot more bad actors. You're going to see a lot more people taking advantage just because they're going to have the time to do so. But this is important as far as trying to get some sort of order with this, man, because this is a tough thing to deal with. But hey, you know what? Hey, better late than never, I guess. And with the number of people that do short-term rentals that have these, that host these, there needs to be something in place that's going to be able to be uniform that everyone can follow. And obviously there are certain exceptions like that was mentioned, but still, I like the mindset with this. Now, get it done, get it passed, get everyone on board, and make it happen. Because it needs to. All right, quick break again here on Unfiltered. When we come back, some good news. This wasn't too bad. We like that. But some good news when it comes to homes and home prices in Cleveland. You may be surprised where we rank when it comes to U.S. metro areas overall in the country. Might be a little shocking for you. Also, there's a guy in Cincinnati who did something to a home. Wasn't his, but it's interesting. We're going to talk about that. Jim Schwartz, a little bit of sports news, made some comments about his exit with the Browns. We've got some audio for you on that. And possibly the most popular convenience store / gas station in the entire country is now making its way up to Northeast Ohio. All that and more coming up here on Unfiltered all along the Inside Edge Network. Back after this.
Whether searching for a baseball autographed by your favorite World Series slugger, a signed football by an iconic Hall of Famer, or the jersey of a world-famous soccer star, you've come to the right place. Here at sportsmemorabilia.com, the web's leading source of authentic sports memorabilia, you'll find more than 500,000 authentic products from nearly every professional sports league, team, and players. Not only will you find your next prized sports possession with ease thanks to superb customer service and tremendous site experience, you'll have the satisfaction and peace of mind that every product listed comes complete with a certificate of authenticity and is fully backed by the sportsmemorabilia.com lifetime authenticity guarantee. Go to sportsmemorabilia.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. Sportsmemorabilia.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Maser Moments Photography is a husband and wife wedding photography team based in Cleveland, owned and operated by Inside Edge Network's very own Ryan Maser and his wife Hallie. For the past 10 years, they've captured more than 100 weddings across Northeast Ohio and beyond, always working together as a true two-person team. Their style centers on authentic, emotional storytelling, documenting the real moments between two people in love and creating images that feel natural, comfortable, and true to the couple. Rooted in Northern Ohio but inspired by their travels, Ryan and Hallie bring a warm, personal approach to every wedding day. Their work blends experience, consistency, and a genuine passion for helping couples relive their best day through timeless photography. Learn more at MaserMomentsPhotography.com by using the QR code on your screen right now. MaserMomentsPhotography.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Hey guys, thanks so much for tuning in to Unfiltered here with Kyle Cornell. Before we get back to the show, really quick, do not forget, head over to InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Got plenty to look at from personality profiles. You can check out the full schedule of shows, 13 and counting. It's awesome. And you can head over to the merch shop. Shirts, polos, windbreakers, coffee cups, mugs, the whole 9 yards. It's all there right for you. Head over InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Now, back to Unfiltered.
And I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that jack bray.
For all time's sake. As time goes by.
Welcome back in, folks. Unfiltered here on
Hey guys,
the
thanks so much for
Inside
tuning in
Edge
to
Network.
Unfiltered here with
Kyle
Kyle
Cornell.
Cornell.
With you
Before we
here
get back
on
to the
your
show,
Wednesday,
really
halfway
quick,
to your weekend, June 3rd, 2026. So happy you are with us. Quick reminder, as always, do not forget, like, subscribe, punch that notification bell at Inside Edge Net across all our different social media platforms, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X,
everything in between. And don't forget about our website. You heard it in the back from break right there, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. All the latest when it comes to the shows, daily lineups, when we're going to be airing, personality profiles, and, of course, the merchandise shop at your fingertips right there at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Again, so we got to get into this now, and this is some good news. When it comes to home prices in Cleveland, we'll take that. Cleveland, if you're wondering, or purchasing a home in Cleveland, is now more affordable than almost any other metro area in the U.S. This is due to a study thanks to a report from RE/MAX. The average median home sale price in Cleveland, $262,250 in April of this year. That's from RE/MAX's latest national housing report. If you're wondering, Cleveland's median home sale price is actually only behind Wichita, Kansas, for the second best in the country. We'll take that. The U.S. median home sale price, the national average, is $445,000 as of April of this year. And again, courtesy of RE/MAX, say, well, homes in Cleveland remain among the most affordable in the country. The market is also showing notable growth as well. The median home sale price in Cleveland increased 7.5% year over year from $244,000 in April of 2025 to that number, $262,250 in April of this year, representing the fourth highest percentage increase of all U.S. metros during that time span. The only U.S. metros that outpaced us in year-over-year growth were Providence, Rhode Island. They were up 8.5%. Pittsburgh, which is up 270,000, and Kansas City, up 7.6%. How about that? And I actually know this person. Cleveland, quote, Cleveland is showing the rest of the country what many of us here already know. Northeast Ohio continues to offer strong value for home buyers. This is from Linda LaFleur. She works for RE/MAX. She's actually the aunt of my ex-wife, so that's pretty cool. Median sales prices are up 7.5% year over year, making Cleveland one of the strongest appreciating markets in this report, while still ranking among the most affordable major metros in the country. That combination of steady price growth and relative affordability is becoming increasingly rare. And again, we've shared this story up on our Facebook page. Just look Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. You'll see the link from cleveland.com. And I may have to reach out to Linda on this and see if we can get her on the show to talk about this, because this is awesome. Great news for Cleveland. And we talked about affordability. We talked about a lot of people wanting to move here because of that. And then you see other stories about the crime and about the issues and all this stuff. And it's a double-edged sword, right? Because if you live in a big metro area, by virtue of just usually having more people, you're going to have more crime. I mean, that's just kind of what happens. It's a simple, math equation. More people, more chances for crime, that kind of thing. Cleveland being, so to speak, a top 20, 25 city as far as population, as far as, even just market size, that kind of thing, you're getting into the weeds a little bit with that. But the entire metro area, we're talking about Cuyahoga County. We're talking about the brunt of this. And it's affordable. It's affordable. Now it's building the infrastructure in to be able to want people to move here because it's affordable. Not because of the reputation of, the rock hall's there, whatever it is. You want schools. You want a solid foundation as a city to pull people in to want to do this. Right? Because if you don't, and you just rest on your laurels and it's all, we just don't cost that much. Just because you don't cost that much doesn't mean you're going to be attracting all these people. Listen, Wichita's number one on that list. I don't see everyone hiking over to Wichita, Kansas right now. And again, they have crime, but they don't have the crime issues we have. But again, it's literally in the middle of the country. I drove through it. Lots of beautiful places over there, but not somewhere I'd want to live. No offense to the folks in Kansas. But yeah, there are things here. There are opportunities here. And this is part of, again, we're going to try and get our friend Jake Underwood on the show tomorrow again to dive into what he would do with the lakefront property where the Browns are currently once they move to Brook Park, and what his idea, what his plans would be. That ties into a lot of this. How do we draw people to the area besides, yes, we're the second cheapest metro area to move into? Because that will get some people interested. But what's really going to make them decide, you know what I need to do? I need to move to Cleveland. I said it before. You need solid school districts. You need safe neighborhoods. You know, you need the ability to show them, like, yes, this is where you want to bring your family. Even with the single people, they want it to be safe. They want amenities. They want nice things. They want newer housing. Make the investments where they matter. Because then you can capitalize on this. And people will see this and they'll want to move here. And I know there's a lot of people that are from Cleveland, that are from the area. They're going to be like, oh, we don't want more people. That's the last thing we need. It's going to help. It's going to help. It's going to make things a little bit easier. Just saying. And there's a pride when someone says, yeah, you know, I lived in New York, but I really couldn't afford it and it was really tough. So I looked around and I tell you what, I wanted to move to Cleveland, so that's why I'm here. I don't know, as someone who's from Northeast Ohio who has lived in this area for most of my life, I take pride in a statement like that. That's just me. Like, I really take pride in a thing where someone can say, yes, I chose Cleveland. I chose Northeast Ohio. Maybe that's just me. I don't know. But that means something. Again, for me, it will always be home. It doesn't mean it's going to be home forever. I've always had the mindset of wanting to explore and do different things. But I know here I'm comfortable. This is my home. This is where most of my family is. This is where my friends are. I have friends in other places too, but this is where my best friends are, the ones I spend time with. The guy who produces the show is one of them. But like, this is, I'm proud to be from here. And when I hear stories like that, and people see this and they go, oh, okay, maybe we need to consider it. It makes me happy to see that. It really does. I'm proud of that stat. I'm proud of this area. We need to keep it going. Keep it going. Because the more people we get, the better it's all going to turn out. Last break here on Unfiltered, taking it a bit early because when we come back, I have to get into this story. We'll call this, it's news and notes, but we're going to call this the midnight conversations portion. That's going to be tonight as well. Double A, Eli, and Omar are going to get into that. But there was a crazy story out of Cincinnati that you guys have to see and have to hear about. We're going to talk about that. Also, Jim Schwartz, he talked. First time since stepping down as defensive coordinator for the Browns. What did he have to say, and why are people so mad about it? We'll dive into that. And it's not just a gas station, but it is technically at the root of it. It is a gas station. It's coming to Northeast Ohio, and people are excited. We'll talk about all that coming up right here on Unfiltered, all along the Inside Edge Network. Back after this. Discover our collection of handcrafted candles. That's right, every product is thoughtfully created in small batches, free from harmful toxins, for mindful everyday indulgence. Our candles are hand-poured in coconut soy wax with natural wood wicks, offering a long-lasting burn and rich fragrances. Create a cozy, safe ambiance for your home with candles from Alley Rose Fragrances. First-time customers use the promo code InsideEdge20 to receive 20% off your order. AlleyRoseFragrances.com, proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Podcast Network. Clean energy, bold flavors, and no jitters. See why people won't shut up about Dubby. Clean energy, no jitters or crash. Whether you're starting your workday or getting ready to exercise, Dubby Energy helps you lock in and focus. With over 15 flavors to choose from, you can't miss. Order Dubby Energy right now by using the QR code on your screen and use the promo code InsideEdge10 to receive 10% off your order. Dubby Energy, your energy-focused sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Fanatics isn't just our name, it's who we are. Loyal, passionate fans dedicated to our favorite teams and to the sports we love. That's why we're honored to be able to offer fans the world's largest collection of official sports apparel and sports jerseys from all leagues, teams, and players you love. We feature a wide selection of gear from every league, including the NFL, MLB, NBA, NHL, and NCAA merchandise, which allows us to serve fans of football, baseball, hockey, basketball, lacrosse, soccer, golf, and, well, everything else that gets your heart pumping. Go to Fanatics.com by using the QR code on your screen right now to celebrate your teams. That's Fanatics.com, a proud sponsor of the Inside Edge Network, Cleveland's digital leader. Find us on InsideEdgeNetwork.com for the latest information on your favorite shows, personalities, and network partners. Plus, guess what? We have a merch shop. That's right, we have network polos, t-shirts, champion jackets, hats, and bottles. Rep the network. Every purchase supports independent sports and entertainment media. Use the QR code on your screen right now to check out InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That's InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Hey, look at you guys. You made it to the last segment of the show. How awesome is that? Thank you so much for watching Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. Do not forget, give us a like, follow us over on our Facebook page. It is exactly like the show title, Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. In that search bar, see us, follow us, like, get involved with the polls I post almost daily on our Facebook page. Again, Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. Now, over to me, final segment of the show.
And I'm getting mighty tired of your trifling ways and of listening to that bray.
For all time's sake.
Welcome back in, folks. Unfiltered here on your Wednesday, halfway to your weekend, June 3rd, 2026. Appreciate you stopping by as we get ready to wrap things up here in the next 10 or so minutes on the Inside Edge Network. Do not forget, hey, like, subscribe, punch that notification bell at Inside Edge Net across all of our social media platforms, and don't forget to go over to the website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com, personality profiles, more info about us, the talent here in this grassroots organization we call the Inside Edge Network, and show schedule, and, of course, the merchandise shop where you can get polos, shirts, hats, windbreakers, coffee cups, the whole gambit. We got it for you right there at InsideEdgeNetwork.com. Okay. I've had the story in the docket for essentially 2 days, but had to bring it up because, my God, this was wild. A Cincinnati man is accused of breaking into a victim's home, taking a shower, and eating food before stealing a pair of the victim's pants. Yeah. Here's our lucky winner, Travis Deaton, according to Cincinnati police. Broke into the home Monday in the 10,000 block of Lakehurst Court. Police saying he used and entered the victim's home by way of stealth before making use of their shower and hygiene products without permission. According to court documents, Deaton then stole a pair of pants and a belt belonging to the victim and ate a prepackaged meal from the home. Court documents also showing that the accusations are based on witness statements, video evidence, and the fact that Deaton was found wearing the victim's clothes. You know, this is why I always told people when I worked for ADT that you need to have some sort of security system in place. And I'm not talking about just cameras. If you value security in your home, it's worth paying the anywhere from $45 to $60 a month for monitoring. So that way when someone does this, they can't essentially vacation. We talked about Airbnbs earlier in the show. They can't just set up shop in your home for hours. Take your clothes, eat your food, take a shower. This guy was practically at a damn spa in this person's house. But they have video evidence. They have that doorbell camera. That did a lot to stop him, didn't it? And the best part about that is with court documents and stuff, some of that stuff, depending on what kind of security system you have, is not admissible in court because it can be altered. The watermark can be messed with. There has to be a sealed, locked-in watermark that only certain companies have, including ADT. So it's where it's like, okay, you got Ring or some, goofy little Amazon camera. This guy could get away with this. But he's wearing your pants. Do you have the receipt for the pants? Again, that's what we're talking about. There was no alarm trip, none of that stuff. So this is a faithful reminder for you, if you're out there and you enjoy having your space, your safe place, to consider an actual security system. If you need someone, I know a guy here in Northeast Ohio. They do a great job. They don't overcharge you. They make it simple. But for the love of God, this was... Could you imagine walking home and you see someone... Eli, throw his picture up again. A dude that looks like this, just with his feet up on your table, snacking on a factor meal that you ordered, that you paid a bunch of money for. He's freshly showered. His hair's dripping wet. He's wearing a pair of your jeans. He's shirtless. And he's watching, like, The Simpsons on your TV. Just chowing down. You're like, what the fuck? I'm like, yeah. This is where a lot of times people would say, hey, this is where I get my gun. And, I don't blame you. But the whole point is to avoid that kind of thing and not have to use it. It's more about personal protection, last resort, not, yes, I want this to happen. The whole point is to prevent it from even happening to begin with. Save you the time, the money, the lawsuits, all that good stuff. Travis Deaton. What a special kind of guy. Another special kind of guy we're going to talk about now is the one and only Jim Schwartz. He was in the news. He has given his first interview since the whole debacle with the Browns, where he was a finalist for the head coaching position, and he decided to walk away after not being chosen. We have the audio. Eli's going to play that for you right now.
Yeah, I mean, it sort of is what it was. We had a lot of success on defense, and the Browns made a change at head coach, and they passed over me with all the success that we had and the ability that to develop players. Our best players had their best years, all those different things. And that was the decision they made. They wanted to go with an offensive guy. They chose Todd. I'm fine with that. They can make, decisions that they want to make, but they can't expect me to stay on board for that. Anybody that's in any business, you get passed over for a promotion when you've done a really, really good job in your job, and you think you were in line for that promotion. It's it's time to go. And Todd deserved his own guy. He doesn't, a forced marriage isn't going to work in the NFL. And, like having command of the players and having command of the locker room, all those things are extremely important. And I didn't feel like I could do my job after getting passed over for the head coaching job. It sort of, just put me in a tough position. Hey, we want you to listen to this guy, but we didn't think, we didn't want to make him the head coach. So I made the decision to resign, and I have to sit out this year as a result. But, I think anybody that's been in any business, when, you've done a good job, when you mentioned those numbers, we weren't one of the best defenses in 3 years. We were the best defense in 3 years. And, the decision they made, that's their decision. But to expect me to stay and to be on board for that, that's just a tough situation. And it wouldn't have been good for me, and it wouldn't have been good for Todd. So it was best for him to get his own guy in there and to move forward with him, as opposed to just having an arranged marriage and having me there and maybe having some players more loyal to me than him. It can just be a bad situation. 33 years in the NFL, I'd never been around that before. So, that all went into decision. I wasn't upset about it. I was disappointed about it. I wasn't upset about it. I wasn't mad about it, but it's just, my experience told me that wasn't going to be a situation that was going to work.
He's not wrong. Let's truly be honest here and take emotion out of this, Browns fans. I am not one of you, but what did he say in that statement, again, courtesy of the Ryan Ripken show, that is an issue? He literally just rolled out what happened, and he didn't obviously bring up the whole report about him having a tirade at the Browns facility in Berea and all that stuff, which I wouldn't expect him to. That could obviously be inflated as well, as far as how serious it got or whatever it is. We don't know. I would not be happy either. If you put all this work in, you put all this time into building this resume to try and do this again, because he was a head coach in Detroit, had a little bit of success, and he's been a defensive coordinator again ever since. And he knows his ultimate goal is to be a head coach. And the Browns don't go for him. They don't go for someone younger even, as far as someone who's a young offensive mind. They go for someone in Todd Monken, who's been a serial coordinator his entire career, who hasn't had an opportunity to be a head coach. Yeah. How is he supposed to stay?
and be okay with that. Even if they made him the highest paid defensive coordinator in football. I think he's going to be happy with that. And then the icing on the cake is trading Myles Garrett, which I'm sure he wouldn't have wanted to do. He would have liked probably having Jared Verse because Jared Verse is a Jim Schwartz kind of guy. He's effort guy. He's 110% in practice guy. Jim likes that kind of player. But what would you expect him to say? There are people on social media calling him a crybaby, saying why is he talking about it? Like, at some point, he's got to be able to defend himself because there's only been reports about the negative stuff that he did this, he did that. The Browns, they were smart to make this decision. There's a reason why Jim didn't get the job, and this is why. No, the reason why he didn't get the job is because the Browns don't see Todd Monken as a long-term answer as a head coach. He's going to be the stabilization factor for this team to where they start drafting young, and he'll just not make this thing go off because he's got some sort of idea about what a good environment looks like. He'll build that. Then they'll bring in a coach they actually want, who's going to take these guys to the next level. If you're wondering what this looks like, the comparison, I know Eli has compared this trade to like the Isaiah Thomas and Jay Crowder thing from Boston. This is the David Blatt before Ty Lue of coaching. This is we're going to get the guy in who's going to get these guys ready for the next guy so he can be the guy that really take them to the next level. The Browns have no intent on being good until 2028, 2029, or 29-30. That is when they expect to be a contending Super Bowl caliber team. Wake up. Get ready for it. It's going to be a process. You're drafting these young guys. You're trading for young guys. They're emphasizing picks. All this money is going to start coming off the books in the next year or two. With Deshaun Watson's deal, with Myles Garrett's dead cap money, it's all going to go away. And don't be surprised if you hear about Denzel Ward possibly soon too at some point. Maybe this year, if not this year, possibly next year. Like it's time. He doesn't fit. These kind of guys don't fit their timeline anymore. And the fact that they traded Myles Garrett, it's kind of like the Luka thing, where it's like, hey, you're trading your best player, anything's possible. So just don't be surprised. Don't be mad at Jim Schwartz for being like, no, it's an arranged marriage. That's not good. Like, this is 2026. It's not the 1800s. You can't just arrange a marriage and think everything's going to be fine. This is the medieval days. Like, why would this guy want to listen to me? He got chosen over me. It literally makes no sense. Like, so yeah, I had to leave. Like, Tom Monken's not going to look at Jim Schwartz and be like, yeah, what do you want to do? It's his team. He's not going to want to do that. He's going to want his own guys in place. And though Jim could have been an option, there's no guaranteeing that that's exactly what Todd Monken would have wanted anyway. Last story as we wrap it up. This is actually pretty good. This is pretty fun. I know our program director is going to be excited about this, along with a lot of people here on the network, and you should too in Northeast Ohio. Buc-ee's is coming to Northeast Ohio, Richland County. The development plans have been approved. The Mansfield City Council has approved it. The project will build the Buc-ee's at Ohio 39 and the I-71 interchange. How about that? Mayor Jody Perry said that back in March, quote, "It's more than a gas station, a restaurant, or retail store. It's a destination and experience that will undoubtedly make a substantial impact on the community." I could not agree more. How about that? Buc-ee's. They put one down in Cincinnati. Almost stopped there when I was on my way to Phoenix back and forth. Now there is one in Northeast Ohio. There will be one soon. No details yet as far as how long it's going to take to get that done. But the good news is we're getting to Buc-ee's. And it's only going to be from us, up here in Northeast Ohio, up in the Cleveland area, maybe about an hour or so away, if that. There will be trips. There will be trips to a Buc-ee's when that does get wrapped up and finished in the not-so-distant future. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up for me here on Unfiltered. Appreciate you again for stopping by so much. Do not forget, like, subscribe, punch that notification bell. Plenty going on today, of course, on the network. Stay up to date by doing so at Inside Edge Net. Follow us again on the Facebook page, Unfiltered with Kyle Cornell. Type that in your search bar, top of your screen. And don't forget about our website, InsideEdgeNetwork.com. That wraps it up for me on my birthday. Appreciate you guys for stopping by Unfiltered. Until next time, be safe. Have a great rest of your Wednesday. I will see you tomorrow right here, 5 p.m. on the Inside Edge Network.